Who said the Rugby World Cup of 2015 would be a cakewalk, with the top sides just going through the motions in the pool stages? On the opening weekend, the draw looked like a simple training run for some sides and the results a foregone conclusion. But someone forgot to tell the Cherry Blossoms. They had the measure of the Springboks for most of the match, and then at the death, they rolled the dice to turn down an easy penalty goal for a draw, then scored a try to steal the victory. And in doing so, they showed the world that Japanese rugby has come of age and is here to play in this World Cup. It was a great result, and with the Australian-Japanese link of coach Eddie Jones and journeyman Craig Wing, we'll take it as one of our own. In the other games, New Zealand looked shaky against the Pumas but got home 26-16. France beat Italy 32-10, Ireland clinically disposed of Canada 50-7, England defeated Fiji 35-11, Wales kept Uruguay trialists to win 54-9, and Georgia has beaten Tonga 17-10. I must say though, I wouldn't want to be a Samoan this week. The Springboks are wounded and angry, and they will be dangerous. To give us his insights into how he sees the upcoming Australia-Fiji game, the man who knows more about losing than Tony Abbott, the man who has played the game at an elite level, even if it was just captaining Darlington Point on 4 occasions. The man who was pulled off at half-time by his coach in his very last game, rendering him spent and unable to continue. From Cardiff, I'm Brandon Gay, and with me is Gary Farmer.
Hello, Brosnan May.
First, the Japanese have been celebrating, but will it last?
Well, that remains to be seen, but I will say this. I was speaking about the Cherry Blossoms victory with my Welsh contact the other day, Jonathan Rhys-Williams, Llewellyn Jones, Farrell, Jarvis Williams, Davis Smith, and he was saying that he is glad that the Japs aren't in the same pool as Wales.
Oh, and why is that?
Well, we all know what the Japanese do to Wales, don't we?
Michael Checker says he has gotten rid of the smart-ass content in the Wallabies. What has Checker brought to the Australian camp that Robbie Deans and Ewan McKenzie didn't?
He's brought culture, belief and fear.
Fear of losing?
No, he bashes them with a pitching wedge whenever they misbehave.
Australia are fur favourites to beat Fiji in tomorrow's match, but given the upsets last week, where do you think Fiji could get over Australia?
Excuse me. Look, we've named our strongest side. Our set piece is better, our structure is better, but the Fijians have got some really good talent out wide in the backs. Talent like Bulavanakavaka Levu from the Crusaders, Nandrankalota Drono, and the former Waratah, but eating a lot of olive oil. Well, hopefully they'll have a carver ceremony in the morning and miss the kick-off.
There are some interesting matchups this week. Of course, Australia play Uruguay next Sunday. And the big one, England v Wales. How do you see these games?
Oh, look, Australia are going to win by a cricket score against Uruguay. We're playing our B team, but we're still going to flog them. And in the battle of the soap dodgers, I'm going to put my left nut on the English.
You may be right. Catch us next week when we wrap up Australia's games against Fiji and Uruguay and bring you the highlights of another extraordinary week of the Rugby World Cup 2015. From Cardiff, I'm Brandon Gay.
This is Maul Talk.
See you next week.
Highlights? What highlights? You told me that Fox Sports said no. Wonderful fan.